Gianna, thank you. KPIX 5's Jackie Ward has been in Sonoma County all morning long, keeping an eye on the rising floodwaters from the Russian River there. Jackie.
Kenny, this is a crazy sight to see because things keep getting worse and worse by the minute. Our original goal was to get to Guerneville this morning, obviously because of the Russian River cresting and overflowing. Well, that couldn't happen this morning. We got stopped on River Road up at Scenic Road, which is about 1.5 miles from where we are. We're right now at Mirabel in River Road, but we're going to have to move yet again in a little bit because CHP crews keep pushing us back, and this is why. When we first got here this morning, this road, you could still see the pavement, but now since we've been here, the water has crept up, I don't know, 5 to 7 feet right by Burke's canoe trips. So fitting because you need a canoe to get in and out of Guerneville right now. The National Guard is here. Fire crews are focusing on homes with submerged gas tanks. And on our drive up here, we saw lots of street flooding, even minor mudslides, so that had to be pushed off the road. With things continuing to get worse, it's very scary for people who are still here and who haven't evacuated. By 11 tonight, the river will rise to about 46 feet. Just about a half an hour ago, it was at 40.5 feet. So 5.5 feet more than that. I can't even imagine what it will look like. It will stay above flood stage for almost a full 24 hours before finally receding below 32 feet on Friday night. Mudslides remain a major concern given how saturated the ground is. And we spoke to a man who lives in Guerneville who decided to stay.
I'll be stuck at my house for a couple of days. I've got, all the food and water that I need. And I've got generators over there and gasoline, and I'm set and ready.
Emergency response personnel are specifically keeping an eye on the burn areas from the 2017 Tubbs and Nuns fires. Trees are also coming down because of the drenched, unstable ground. We saw that starting to happen yesterday. And at the very least, you should stay off the roads if you did decide to stay and not evacuate. But as we stay here this morning, it's incredible to see how quickly this water is rising, just taking over and swallowing up roadways, parking lots, cars. When that car I showed you guys back at 5:30 this morning, you could see about half of it. Well, now you can only see maybe a quarter of it. It's just incredible to see here in Forestville. Jackie Ward, KPIX 5.
Yeah, and we're also seeing some flooding here at the Napa River. I'm going to hop out of the way so you can see exactly what we're talking about. It hit flood stage overnight. I mean, just look at the amount of water that is flowing through this. I was just talking to the fire department, and he told me normally, and maybe the summertime or even not rainy parts of the winter, this would be dry, but clearly that is not the case right now. Now, flood stage is about 25 feet. Of course, it passed that, as I said, overnight, and it should be peaking at some point this morning. They were expecting it right around 11 o'clock, but I just talked to the fire department again, and he said it is actually looking like it was going to be earlier than that, sometime probably before 7 a.m. Now, the city, though, has asked people to monitor conditions of the river if they live or work in those low-lying areas. But at this point, they aren't expecting or have not seen any significant damage. Here's the fire department himself.
Last night was really calm. People are staying inside and off the roads. And so far, I've been around this morning looking, and everything looks okay. It looks like the flood project is working. We do have some localized flooding on some of the roadways, but not what we anticipated. And certainly we hoped for what's happening.
If you can.
It was a big project. This later storm is putting it to the test.
Now I got here live. What you're looking at is the flood doors. That's part of this flood project that was completed in 2015 here in Napa. After 2006 was about the worst the fire department says they had as far as flooding is concerned. So this project was completed in 2015. It has been put to the test. Clearly, so far, the fire department says it has been working as planned, and this is as bad, if not worse, he says, than the flooding that we saw about 3 years ago with that really wet winter. So he said, you know what, we'll have to clean up after all of this recedes, which he says is likely to start happening here in the next few hours. But that is a cleanup they will happily take in comparison to flooding on roadways, potentially businesses and homes. Reporting live in Napa, Emily Turner, KPIX 5.
Parts of West Marin are also flooded this morning. Lagunitas Creek nearly touched the bottom of this bridge yesterday. The water filled yards and flowed underneath homes. And this was the scene at the Nicasio Reservoir, looking more like a raging river there. It's not just the flooding either. It's the mud that's causing some problems. Yesterday, a mudslide shut down Bohemian Highway just outside of Monterrio in both directions. No word yet on when it'll reopen. And we are going to continue to follow this damaging approaching storm system and all its effects. For a complete list of alerts and warnings, along with the updated forecast, just head to our website, kpix.com.